Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to continue my GDMS networking series. We'll call this part 4, where we're going to talk about PPSK, which stands for Private Pre-Shared Key. Now I did a video on this around 6 months ago where I set it up locally, but today we're going to concentrate on setting it up in GDMS. Now I suggest if you want to learn more about PPSK, watch that video first. I'll put a link to that up above as well as down in the video description. In this video, we're going to dive right into the configuration in GDMS. Let's get started. Okay, so we're signed into GDMS. We're on the dashboard page. If I come over to the devices tab, here we're going to see the 3 devices that we added in part 1 of this series. Now, I strongly suggest that you watch the PPSK video I did a few months ago, the one that I linked earlier in this video. I'm also going to go on the assumption that you have a basic understanding of PPSK, that it allows you to use one SSID or one Wi-Fi network, create individual passwords or group passwords that are linked to VLANs. When a user signs in using a particular password, they'll be placed on the appropriate VLAN. And remember, this is all happening with only one SSID or one Wi-Fi network. Okay, back to GDMS. That said, the first thing we're going to do is add another network for our guest network. So we're going to come down to settings. We're going to click on LAN. And here we have our default LAN and our IoT VLAN. Let's come over and click add so we can add our guest network, and let's call it guest. For the VLAN ID, you could use numbers 2 through 4094. I'm just going to use VLAN 20 as the ID. Now again, you can make the ID whatever works best for your environment. Under the gateway, we're going to select the GCC 6010, which is our router. And then under IPv4, we're going to give it a gateway address of 10.10.20.1 with a subnet of 24, a subnet mask. And we're going to turn on DHCP service. And then we're going to go 10.10.20, and we'll start at, let's say, 50, and we'll end the range at 100. And then we're going to come down to our preferred DNS server, and we're going to give it 20.1, and then I'll just give it an alternate of 1.1.1.1, and we'll go ahead and we'll say save. Now, as far as the DHCP pool, the range, if you want to give it the entire range, which is 2.20, let's say 20.2 to 20.254, or you want to give it a wider range but not the whole thing, maybe you want to go from 100 to 200, that gives it 100 usable addresses. In this case, I only gave it 50 addresses. That choice is yours, depending again on your network needs. Okay, now that we have the guest network set up, the next step is to set up profiles. Okay, we're still in the LAN area under settings in GDMS. Let's come down and select on profile. And then we're going to scroll down. We're going to expand where it says PPSK. And then let's come all the way over to the right side and click the blue add button. Here we're going to create our first PPSK group. I'm going to call this group Wi-Fi. Feel free to name this whatever works best for your environment. Now that we have our group created, it's time to add our first private pre-shared key. So we're going to click add PPSK. And this PPSK is going to be for our entire trusted network or trusted VLAN. So I'm going to call this trusted. We're going to give it a really simple password. In production, please use a stronger password. You also have the option of doing a one-click generation here. Maximum number of access clients, I'm going to allow 150. Again, choose a number here that works best for your environment. Now, if we were only going to use one client, like allow one client to access, we could set that up using a MAC address. Then if any other clients try to attach to the Wi-Fi network with a different MAC address, they would be denied. You could set bandwidth control, but we're not going to do that for our trusted network. And I'm not going to enter a VLAN ID so that when someone enters this password here, when connecting to the Wi-Fi, they'll be placed on the trusted network. You also have an option to have GDMS email the private pre-shared key to whoever is going to use it. Now, that would come in handy if you were using individual passwords for individual users, but we're not doing that. We're doing this in a group situation. So we're just going to leave that blank and go ahead and say save. So we're going to add a second PPSK, and this will be for our guest network. So I'm going to call this guest. As far as the Wi-Fi password is concerned, again, I'm going to keep it super simple, stupid. Again, use a stronger one in production. Since I only allowed 50 clients on the DHCP server, I'm going to put 50 in here. I am going to turn on bandwidth control, where we can set the upload and download limits that's shared by everyone who connects. So we're going to set this to an upload limit of 5,000. And again, it's in kilobits per second, and 10,000. And then for the VLAN ID, we're going to say VLAN 20, which you see it appears there, and we're going to go ahead and say save. Okay, now that we have the PPSK group created, it's time to assign that PPSK group profile to a Wi-Fi network or an SSID. So back to GDMS, we're still under settings, but we're in the Wi-Fi area now. And here you could see the two Wi-Fi networks that were created in the previous videos in this series. But for this demonstration, let's click and add a new Wi-Fi network. Make sure we enable it, and I'm going to call this PPSK demo. We're not going to schedule it. We're going to leave it set to bridge. I'm not going to enable associated VLAN because the VLANs that we set up in the profile will override this anyway, so we can leave this set off. Everything else could stay the same. We're going to come down to access security, and under security type, we're going to select from the drop down PPSK without radius. And then we're going to select where it says PPSK group. We're going to click on the drop-down menu and click the Wi-Fi group. Now, if we didn't create the profile group in the previous step, you can actually do it here and it will take you to that same location. But since we created it first, we're going to select the group, and then we're going to come down to device management. And we're going to make sure that the GWN 7665, in our case, gets the information pushed to it. Now, we don't have to send it to the GCC 6010, but if we had other access points here under all devices, then we can select which access points we would like to apply this to. Let's go ahead and say save. Okay, now that our PPSK demo Wi-Fi has been created, it should work in theory if we did everything correctly. But before we test it out, you have to make sure that your VLANs are set up properly. And the nice thing about GDMS is if we switch back, if I come over to the LAN, you could see earlier we created the guest network, but if I come over to the devices area, and I click on the GWN 7811P switch, or you click on your switch, and we come over to ports, you can see the uplink is set to all VLANs, and the port that the actual access point is plugged into is set to all VLANs. And the nice thing about GDMS is it goes ahead and it configures the VLANs and tags the appropriate ports on the actual switch itself. Okay, next thing we need to do is test it out. All right, I'm in my Wi-Fi network settings. Let's come down to other networks and let's connect to PPSK demo. It's asking for the password. So the first password I'm going to put in is the guest network password of all ones, and that should give us an address on the 10.10.20 network. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go ahead and say connect. It says we are connected. Let's look at the details. And right here you can see the IP address is 10.10.20.80. So it did in fact give us an address in the correct network. Now, one other thing I'd like to test is let's go over to speedtest.net, because I want to test the bandwidth throttling that we set up for that network. So if we go ahead and say go, we'll say allow this time. So we had set the download speed to 10, so you can see we're right around that, and the upload speed should be somewhere around 5. And we had a little spike in the beginning, but you could see the upload speed is hovering somewhere around 4.5 to 5. Let's go back into the actual network settings, and let's go over to here, and let's say forget this network, so that we could connect again to it using the trusted network password. So let's come back down here to PPSK demo and say connect, and this time the password we'll put in 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 should give us an address in the trusted network. And it says it is connected. Let's look at the details. It says no IP address. Now it says connected. Let's close and go back in. And here we have, it just took a moment. Here we have an address in our 192.168.75.163 range. So PPSK seems to be working properly. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, how come you didn't include the IoT network as part of the whole PPSK setup? And the reason I didn't do that is because some of the older IoT devices prefer to have 2.4 gigahertz band only on. If it senses a 5 gigahertz band, those devices fail to connect. So I like to keep my IoT in situations where I'm using PPSK. I like to keep the IoT as a separate Wi-Fi, so that this way the client doesn't have any issues with connecting IoT devices. But other than that, if I'm using PPSK in a scenario, I put all the other VLANs or networks underneath that PPSK umbrella. So that does it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below your thoughts on this. Again, I hope you watch that other video first, and if you didn't, this might not make sense to you, so go back and watch that, and then this might make some more sense to you. If you liked the video, again, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. And if you'd like to see more content like this, please click the video on the screen. And thank you so much for watching.